do you lose $50,000 selling what amounts to a $15,000 economy car for $40,000? Yeah, welcome to the wonderful world of government motors, folks. I'm Steve Green. This is Trifecta, and here to join me in the funhouse world of electric cars and bailout billions, Scott Ott, and our special guest this week sitting in for Bill Whittle, it's Tammy Bruce. All right. A report from Reuters on Monday estimates that General Motors loses $49,000 for every Volt it sells, thanks to a $1.2 billion investment in producing an electric car that hardly anybody wants to buy. Scott, the American taxpayer owns half of GM. What do we need to do to see a return on our investment in the Volt, or do you just hate America?
Well, I do hate America, but I think we should sell low, sell the stock now, get out while we still can. They keep thinking they're going to hang on until it gets back up to $53 a share. It will never get back up to $53 a share. Just get out of this business as fast as we can. Yesterday on our conference call, I mentioned to you that I had never actually seen a Chevy Volt in the wild. And immediately after the conference call, I went to a meeting in downtown Allentown, and I saw a Chevy Volt parked there in this really lousy neighborhood. And I thought, how does one get a $40,000 vehicle, even with a $7,500 taxpayer incentive in that neighborhood? Nobody wants this thing. No other car maker other than Toyota has been able to sell one. They tried to do this 100 years ago. It didn't work. Give it up.
Tammy, it didn't take long for GM to deny Reuters numbers, but GM didn't provide any numbers of their own. And as an involuntary GM shareholder, you're satisfied with that answer, yes?
Well, I'm satisfied that now I carry around s'mores ingredients wherever I go in case I do encounter a Volt, because you never know what might happen. No, but you know, these numbers and the denials and everything else are perfect for, you know, look, Obama is their God. And he's always denying numbers. The numbers are always fake. The numbers are made up. The numbers aren't given out. It's what we should expect from an environment that Obama's created, and he seems to have done just fine. But I think just like what we'll do in November as an involuntary shareholder, there is a point, as Scott has noted, where you can say no finally. And I've said no to the Volt, and I'm going to be saying no to Barack Obama.
Oh, it's so close, November 6th. All right,
I
Scott,
know.
the problem is, the problem is GM has to recoup their billion-dollar investment with a slow-selling vehicle. But fear not, the Pentagon is going green and buying up hundreds of Volts, maybe as many as 1,500. The military, it's not only protecting us from terrorists, they're also protecting us from another GM bankruptcy. Isn't that wonderful?
Well, and this is exactly what happens. Once the Obama administration is all in, they continue to do things to double down. And they're trapped. There's nothing else they can do. The only way we can do it is, as Tammy suggests, we got to change the administration in order to be able to extricate ourselves from this. The idea that the Pentagon, that these guys who are, you know, used to driving around in Bradley fighting vehicles and massive tanks and really cool flying things are now going to be puttering around in those highly inflammable Chevy Volts is absurd. And what other department are they planning now to do this with as well? I mean, I can't imagine that the people at the Department of Energy are going to be allowed to drive their own cars any longer.
Yeah, it's a case of this one hand washes the other with soap that you and me, we have to pay for that. All right, Tammy, the GM is closing the Volt line for a month so supply can get pared down to lame demand. But this is on the heels of a special $199 lease offer, which still didn't goose money sales. Moody's just warned Washington might get its credit rating cut again. So, snark aside, how do we untangle this crony capitalist mess?
Well, we send a huge message, and I think the failure of the Volt has done that. You know, it's the marketplace, is that you can't throw money at something and inform people that they will buy. You know, this is not the Soviet Union. It is not socialist Europe. Americans are, well, look, we're revolutionary down to our core. It's in our DNA now. And we are not, look, we're the unruly child. We are not going to be told what to do. And I think this failure is going to inform every other administration. And I think that's a good, it's horrible that our tax dollars are being held like the Iranian hostages, and hopefully they'll be released someday. But at this point, I think that the failure and just the general failure of the socialism wrapped up into this and the central planning is a statement in and of itself from the American people.
And it's been a lot more than 444 days. You know, I'm jealous of Tammy because she has her own army. You can join Tammy's army at tammybruce.com. All right, folks, is GM really losing $50,000 per Volt? Well, who knows? We may be the shareholders, but Government Motors has too many friends in Washington, so we'll probably never be told the truth. And that's the point. The crony-er the capitalism gets, the more the numbers, the facts, the truth, the more the numbers become like farm reports out of the Soviet Union. Each year is a new record, even though each year the crops are getting smaller. It's as American as baseball, apple pie, and collective ownership of the means of production. For PJTV, I'm Steve Green.